Good afternoon. Welcome to Heartwood Turning in the Stable Studio. Standing in again for occasionally turning with Terry on Mondays. He's always on holiday. Look who we've got today. Mark, the gentleman wood turner.
Yep.
And Pete from Twisted Trees. So today, guys, I intend to just be a nice, relaxed turner today. Not going to get excited about anything. Not going to rush. Because what I'll do is I'm going to do the outside of this piece of wood, and then I'll turn it around this evening. We'll do the inside this evening. No point in rushing, eh? Might as well do it like it's supposed to be done. So let's have a look at what we've got on the lathe. Put you guys back in the background. You can let me know who's in a minute or two when a few more come in. If anybody else comes in. In the background, there you go. So on the lathe, guys, I have this piece of wood. Oh, it is a lump of sycamore. It's 12 inches across and 3 inches deep. And we're going to make a nice bowl out of it, or some shape of bowl. And we're going to colour the edge, the outside. And we're going to try and, this evening, we're going to try and decorate the inside. Mounted on a faceplate ring with 1-inch screws, 25mm for those who are metric. We'll pop it on the lathe and we'll get started. I have some colours laid past or set out, but that might change. Tighten that up, go to the other side. There's no real need to do this, but I always do it anyway. It's a matter of force of habit. The first thing is, there's a little bit of lump on it here. I'll just tidy up the outside edge and make sure it's round. There's the lump just about there. Draw that to rest a fraction. Put the lathe on low.
Right, shall I read the list up?
Yep.
We've got Pete Corcoran, wood turning by Barry, Michelle Ousby, Rex B, Andy H, Robert Dolman, Lawrence Begager, Four King Owls, Circular Wood by Keith, Robert Dolman, Todd of Glencoe Woodworks, Michael McEwen, Pete from Twisted Trees, today. Tommy's Workshop, Robert Robertson, Gary Hooper, Vintage Wood Dancers,
Hi, Clint.
and I think that's pretty much it. Did Michael McVeigh? I'll say him. I saw his name. Anyway, if I missed you out, do apologise. Not on purpose. Hi, Trevor. And Doug
despite what people say, he's not a bad sort.
So a couple of points to read out. Chris Dodd says, Brian, so you're not going to listen to suggestions from those two?
Nope, not today.
Oh, yeah, of course, the last time we were in, Pete, just you and me, we had him dancing like a puppet, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
It was a bit just going knuckles.
Rex B's got a question for you, Mark. What have you done to wear that shirt? Athletic? Question mark.
Athletic division.
Well, you were driving 12-inch screws this morning, weren't you?
300 to railway sleepers. One of my little jobs I had to do.
And Terry Hooper said, where's Terry? Well, you don't need to ask that question, do you? He's on holiday again.
Yeah, Terry's in his usual spot. So the plan is to make this quite a high-sided bowl so you can see the colour better. Or steep-sided bowl. So I'm just nibbling away a bit of this corner using a pull cut. And I'm using a 1/2 inch crown bowl gouge because I just want to remove some timber. Not too worried about what the finish is like at the minute.
Brian, do you want a sketch of that profile?
Yeah, we could do a sketch, yeah.
Oh, you're out of luck, 'cause
You can't find a piece of paper.
I don't know where Kim keeps the pencils, and there's no paper lying about. Otherwise, I'd have done you a drawing.
So I'll turn the speed up a little bit. We're turning about 500 revs there, so we'll whack the speed up a little bit.
Rex B said it's the first time he's seen Brian's lathe with a speed dial on the tailstock. That's not a speed dial.
That's not a speed dial. It's a depth gauge.
The digital micrometer for the tailstock.
Yeah, I don't know if I would trust it to be a micrometer enough. But... So this could be destined to be a football. A football? A football? That's close.
Football.
I meant a fruit bowl. So we're going to leave quite a large foot on it because fruit bowls should be stable. And we're just going to have a bit of play and see how well we can turn this and then sand it and then colour it. So am I going to make a mortise on this or a tenon on this? What do you think? Will I make a mortise or will I make a tenon? I don't really need that tailstock just at the moment. Don't take that away.
What's your preference?
I think I like a mortise.
Do a mortise.
I'd go mortise on that one,
But
actually.
I'm going to leave a mortise.
Do a bit of detail in the bottom of the mortise.
I'd also go for a slight foot to raise it up a bit.
Oh, you would you?
Yeah, if you're going to colour it, you might as well have it.
A slight
the
foot.
desk a bit.
There's a slight foot now, so we'll make the foot in about here. Start the foot in about here somewhere. Let's go this camera. Wrong one. This one. Let's start with somewhere about here for a foot. Little raised foot, Pete, do you think?
Yeah, 3 or 4 mils. Doesn't need to be a lot, just to lift it off the surface. And to make sanding more complicated for you.
I knew
I
that.
didn't say that last bit. No, you didn't hear that.
I knew that bit. I knew that bit already. He didn't have to tell me that, but I kind of knew that bit. So I'll use a 3/8 bowl gouge to finish that off. So let me just so mortise, a little mortise. Let's set our gauge for a little mortise in around 45 millish. That'll be close enough, I think. Somewhere about there. Turn my lathe on again. Make sure
Mark,
you
would you put a tenon inside this mortise if it was yours?
Yeah, get lost to you.
Yeah, I'd cut a mortise, then I'd internally cut a tenon inside the mortise.
Yeah, that's what I would do, I think, yeah.
Yeah. And then I'd put a dished, raised foot.
Would you?
Of course, yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, you can do that when you turn next.
And a sunken bead on the edge.
Good
So
idea.
you do it
Yeah, these are all
and then you
fabulous
do it
ideas.
in the bottom of the cove.
These are all fabulous ideas, none of which are going to happen.
That's good.
You're too funny. So I'm just going to use my beading and pattern tool. Just move that back just a fraction. Beading and
Terry
pattern tool.
Hooper's
Just
got a
cut the edge
question.
of
He said, I know the difference between spirit stain and intrinsic colour, but what are the advantages, disadvantages of both?
that. That's a hard question. I really don't know. I like to use the
The main
intrinsic
difference.
colours. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Shall I do it right?
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
main difference is the intrinsic colours are water-based. They're a stain, and they can be blended. The chestnut stains are very direct. They go exactly where you put them, and they don't move much. So you have to be much more precise with them, and they don't tend to blend very well. So you get more defined lines between the two colours. Where the intrinsics, you can blend the colours into each other easier.
Yeah, in terms of the basic recipe, the spirit stains obviously
The spirit
dry faster.
goes deeper into the wood, and they stay where you put them, basically.
I haven't used chestnut products very much because I've got them. I have them in my drawer there. Bought them, but I just haven't used them very much.
I think the colours on chestnut are more vibrant. They're sort of more like a paint than a stain to some extent. But as Mark says, they dry so fast that you don't get a chance to blend them together.
Andy says that the spirit stains blend beautifully with an airbrush. They do, but you've got to be very good with an airbrush to get them to blend.
Yep.
If you're putting them on by hand with paper towel, you can't blend them very well.
I'm just going to use my.
Neither SK Crafts has popped in while he's having his lunch.
I've got a little. There's a little band of spalting in here, which is actually quite soft. I have to be careful of that.
I've got a problem with my microphone.
Yeah, it is a little bit choppy.
It's because I'm running it through Bluetooth on a tablet, not through my laptop. Apologies, everyone.
So I'm just making a dovetail here now for my mortise. So my chuck sits in there nicely. So basically I'm using this little oval skew as a scraper.
Robert Copperell Wood Turning said, sometimes putting a mortise in is the first step to making a funnel. This is very true, Rob. But if you've got a depth gauge, it's not a problem.
I haven't got a depth gauge.
Oh, haven't you?
No.
I thought yours was in production. Funny
you should mention that, Pete.
Yours has been made, Brian. It's at my workshop.
Oh, it's been made, has it? Oh, that's in advance. Thanks, Mark.
You know it's been made. You've seen it.
There you go.
Don't be like that.
So just
Jennifer from Jennifer's Crafts and Creations has joined us. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
And Terry Bartlett has joined us.
Join the madhouse, Jennifer.
Hi, Terry. Hope the ankle's all right, mate.
Just put a couple of little lines in there, using the point of my skew. Now, I just need to make that a little bit bigger because there's a little mark on the edge of it that I spotted when I stopped it there. There we go.
Still missing the point of my skew, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
You're still missing it. Have you not fixed it yet, Pete? Kind of lost a wee bit of that.
It's another sharpening away, I think.
So there's a tiny little bit of punky wood here, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Maybe just have to leave it. I can't do much with it. And that in the base there is actually a little bit of a crack.
If you put a little strip of texture on that foot over the punky bit, might hide it a bit.
With my texturing tool, you mean?
Yeah, do a band.
Let's pick out a texturing tool then.
Rex has asked, "What's our favourite finish?" Brian, Mark.
My favourite finishes are the easiest finishes. I like the easy finishes. Hampshire Sheen.
Yeah, Jennifer first. Yes, Brian is finishing this one tonight. So he's on twice today. Robert, my favourite finish for a polished, perfect bowl like the one Brian's on will be a high gloss wax, Hampshire Sheen in particular.
Yep.
My favourite finish for the bowl I would prefer, which would be a little bit more ruggedy, a little bit more natural edge, would be in oil.
Turn the speed down to about 500-ish.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd go, well, everybody knows my standard finishing process. Yorkshire grit, Hampshire Sheen noodles.
See what that looks like. Do you guys see that? No, I don't see you can. Yeah. That'll be alright. I'll just put a line on either side of that now, just to, so you can see it.
Woodburn Paul's got a question for you there, Mark.
Yeah, I was just reading that. There's going to be a full review in a couple of weeks. I'm giving it a good 4 or 6 weeks of use before I do a full review. So keep an eye out for that.
What's the review on?
The Colwyn Way skew.
Oh yeah. There we go, that's just highlighted that. I'll just have to do a few fuzzies on that. I'll just quickly sand that a little bit of the foot.
The question on finishes was from Rex B. Robbo's put in that his favourite is NC lacquer.
NC lacquer.
Texture on the bottom of the bowl like that, Brian. I tend to use a little wire brush very gently. It gets the fuzzies out of all the crevices.
Yep.
Because sanding only sands the tops. Doesn't get into the valleys.
Well, I can do that too, because I have a little brass brush here, just handy.
But very gently.
A little rub. Yeah, yeah.
I usually do it when it's spinning.
Well, if you just do it like this, it's just getting down into the grooves. And I'm in no hurry.
Rex has asked, what's NC lacquer, Robbo?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Nitro celluloid.
Ah, right. Okay.
Steve Madden's in. Wood Dude. My Wood Dude.
Would that be something we would get in this country? NT? Or is that peculiar to Australia?
No, we can get it here.
That's okay. I quite like that now. That's nice in the bottom. Somebody turns that over, it'll look okay. I just took a little bit of 120 sandpaper there just to quickly rub off that little fuzzy bits created by the texturing tool.
Jennifer's asking, what is it, please, Brian?
It's sycamore. It's 12 inches wide and 3 inches deep. So we'll just try and do a nice finish and cut over the edge of this with our 3/8 bowl gouge, which is one of my favourite tools. So can I get as far around there as I can. Turn the speed up again though.
Rex has asked if they can buy that NC lacquer in the USA. Robbo said it's available worldwide. I will possibly add to that, maybe not in California, because nothing's allowed there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually having difficulty quite getting this tool to cut here. And I sharpened that too earlier. That's not cutting at all, that thing. Let me go back to my 1/2 inch here, just while I check that. I didn't make a very good job of sharpening that tool, I have to say.
You probably need to buy a new one.
Yeah, nah.
I think you probably need to buy a diamond
I
belt for you.
don't know what's happening here at all. That's terrible. Yeah, great big ring in the middle here. Absolutely hopeless bit of turning that. Let me just try this little shear scrape.
Trent Wood Dancers has said, fixing to buy a new bowl gauge, is U-shape better or V? My preference
yeah.
My
Go ahead,
preference is
Pete.
a parabolic curve, which is a U-shape, sort of.
Yeah.
Right, it's better. Why is
The
that?
V one can be a bit extreme, can't they?
Yeah. But it is a preference. The parabolic is my favourite.
Yep, I would agree with that, Pete. I don't like the kind of V-shaped ones at all. In fact, I dislike them that much. I had a set and I've given them away. I am getting a lot of vibration there. I don't understand why I'm getting a lot of vibration there.
It's probably that inclusion there.
I can't get a decent cut on that at all. Why am I not getting a decent cut on that?
What speed are you running at?
1,000. I'm at 1,000 RPM.
Try at 12.
Yeah, just drop the speed up a little bit.
Yeah, see that bouncing there? That's a bit better. Still doesn't look wonderful. I've got a little bit of a ridge here. I'll just take that off now. Much better.
Muchos beteros.
Much better.
You've got a bit of a ridge halfway around that corner, haven't you?
Right here?
No, further back
Or
to the
here?
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul suggesting you might be rubbing the bevel too hard.
Well, I'm trying just to glide the bevel over them. Nothing seems to be cutting us today.
That's because you haven't got a diamond belt.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you need diamond belt. I recently used a diamond belt. I must say, I was very impressed.
So I'm trying not to rub the bevel. I'm just trying to glide the bevel over the piece of wood. But I've still left myself a little line there.
The question I found myself asking was, do I go on holiday to Turkey next year, or do I buy a diamond belt?
Yeah, what, do you want me to answer that for you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to be going on holiday to Turkey.
You are. That's a compulsory.
Diamond belts are optional. Holidays and peace of mind are essential. For some people, I don't need holidays. I don't do holidays. That's better. I'm getting somewhere. I'll just finish this little because I've actually rounded the top over just a slight little bit.
However, Mark, if you want to sell on the holiday, I'm sure Terry will buy it.
There we go. Exactly, yeah.
Somebody will need to cover because I'll be away for 2 weeks.
All right. So we'll use the Simon Hope sanding arbor, or whatever you call it. Inertial sander, is that what it's called? This little thing. Still on the correct camera.
Steve's asking, how's the heater working, Brian?
The heater is working fine today, Steve. The workshop is at 17.4 degrees and I have it on the lowest setting possible. It's gone a bit faster. Turn that down a little bit. Whoops. I was watching Martin the other day on this on his finishing course, and he suggests that you hold the tool and use these. You hold the tool with this hand and use these fingers just to pull it round without any great pressure.
Yep.
It's just a bit like using the tool. You just rotate your body around, use your fingers, and pull the tool round. Oops. Keep turning
Jennifer
a little bit,
says
sandpaper.
diamond belts are too dear. And Terry Hooper pointed out, no, they're $12.99.
Yeah, only $12.99. Buy
They
two.
look expensive, but I used to have a Tormek, and I used to require a new stone for that at least once a year.
Yeah.
At the cost of around about £75. I was buying them. The diamond belt I've got on is coming up for 3 years old, and it's on there pretty much all the time. So
for Pete and his wisdom, asked me to put a lot of foot in this, guys. So I need to have to cut the edges off my sandpaper. So I have a round piece of sandpaper now that I can actually get up to the edge with. Thanks, Pete.
You're welcome.
So if you have a little step, you need a round piece of sandpaper as opposed to a square cut piece. Bless my cotton socks.
Bless you. Peter Cochrane's got to go back to work.
Bye, Peter. Thanks for coming on, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for coming on.
Asking, where do we get the square sandpaper? I see Mark using it all the time. It's just Rhino Grip. Comes in strips, and instead of cutting it to circles, I just put it on a guillotine and cut it into squares.
Yep.
It's just laziness.
I do as well. I'm lost to know why I was having such a hard time cutting that today.
Benjamin's in. Hi, Ben.
Terry Hooper, mine cost me 146 quid.
Hi, Ben.
They're about 160 quid now, 160, 170 quid, depending where you buy them. Ed Oliver's got them in stock. Martin has them in stock.
Yandles have usually got them.
Yandles have got them. I think Yandles are about the cheapest. 168.99.
Because I'm colouring this, guys, I'm taking my time. I'm just trying to get this as good a finish as I can get it. I seem to have a couple of little lines just here, which are running along against the grain of a timber, but it doesn't feel like cut lines. So I'll just give it a little bit more. See, can I reduce the effect of that? Speed down just a little bit.
Circular Wood by Keith has said, if any of you want the abrasive, drop me a message as I supply it.
That's where I bought my stuff from, Keith. That's Circular Wood by Keith. He sells it in meter lengths or whatever length you want, basically. If you want 2 meters, he'll send you 2 meters. And it's reasonably priced as well. So if you want some, drop him a line. Circular Wood by Keith. Or Keith Green something. I can't remember his Keith's second now. Greenfield.
Keith, if you're willing to put your Facebook contacts in for people to message you, then do it yourself. I'm not going to put it in for you, just in case you don't want it in there.
That's always a plan. Now, can you? I don't know if you guys can see that line. Maybe you'll be help me with this a bit. You see that line just there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite common there. About quarter inch before the edge.
And there's a couple just here. Doesn't feel to be anything there, but I can see it.
Yeah, I would normally go back and cut that. But...
Let me just give it another quick go with the sanding. See if it shifted any. Stick a new piece of sandpaper on. Don't be afraid of using sandpaper, Brian. Don't be afraid of it. You can always buy more. Don't tell Michelle said that.
I've now got the diamond wheel for the T4. I didn't have that option when I had my Tormek.
Just a tiny little bit left.
You get a hollow grind on them, don't you?
On a 10-inch wheel, the hollow grind is so minimal that you wouldn't notice, really. But yeah, you do get hollow grinds on any wheel. The smaller the wheel, the bigger the hollow.
Whoops, daisies.
What grit belt is best for everyday touch-up? 120 grit. Go with a ceramic if you have a Pro Edge. Ceramic 120 grit is best just for general touch-up. 60 grit for reprofiling.
Just turn that down a bit more because I think it's going too fast on the edge.
Gives off less heat and it gives a lasting look.
So when you're sanding, you got to remember that the outside edge is traveling faster than the inside. So that might be why that's the sandpaper just skipping over that and not actually cutting it as well.
Benjamin said, although I have a Pro Edge, something in the back of my head still tells me I want a CBM wheel. I think I might have an Axminster brochure glued to the back of my head or something.
They've tattooed it on the inside of your eyelid.
I got to say, Ben, I went from a DIY store 6-inch wheel, coarse wheel, to a Record Power white wheel, to the Tormek, and finally to the Pro Edge. If I had the space in my workshop, all 4 of them would be set up because all 4 have their pluses and minuses.
So I'm finally happy with that grit. So let's go up to the next grit. That didn't take long, did it?
Ben Jones doesn't want me to say that Ben Green is Benjamin's real name.
Yep.
Yeah, your mic's getting worse, Mark.
Ben Green is Benjamin.
Is my mic getting worse?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back again now.
Back now, but it was... might need to plug yourself into the USB, same as I am.
I can't.
Battery might be going flat.
We've got no USB.
120.
Steve's off back to work.
Bye, Steve. Thanks for coming in, mate.
Cheers, Steve. See you tonight.
I'm going to 240.
Bye, Steve.
Yeah, Steve's still there. I wonder. Can you earworm tonight, Steve, for me? If you haven't fallen asleep on the sofa.
I'm not available tonight because I'm going to go watch the James Bond film.
Ah,
It's okay. I know where your lawyer is lying. It's fine.
I thought you were going to see
Yeah,
your
but-
friend in Wales.
Eh?
Oh, you can always see Die Another Day.
No time to die.
No time to die. No time to die. Is that what it's called? No time to die. Just there.
Steve says yes, he'll make sure he stays awake.
Yeah, good man, Steve. Thanks, mate. I'll tell you what, that this sandpaper has got a good grip. Once it's on there, the Velcro is substantial. This is a whole lot of sanding, guys, but I want to try and get this right. Rather than it be just a rushed, quick demo. We're trying to actually do something that's presentable. Actually feeling really nice now. That was 320. And I'm going to go to 400 because I'm colouring it. If I can ever get a piece of 400 paper out of that. I don't use 400 yet, not a lot, because normally I would use Yorkshire Grit after 240. But when you're colouring, you want your finish to be as good as you can get it. I had to make a new cyclone holder for my extraction system the other day. So I've now got a blue barrel, but I don't think I've got enough. Don't think it's sealed enough.
You've got both motors working.
Yeah, that's a good question. I maybe have to go and check that. I bought a new little cam vac, and the Axminster system I had before for the Cyclone has a plastic bag. And when I switched both motors on, it just sucked the plastic bag straight into the... So that wasn't much good. I'm just going to have a quick look at that. Give me 2 seconds, guys. It's only next door.
Terry Hooper said that he's still using the ordinary workshop grinder he bought for £25 30 years ago.
That was the issue, Mark. There was only one motor running.
Ah,
So I need to do the foot with 400 as well, because I haven't done it yet. That's much better now. The dust is actually going in the thing. These guys in the right camera there. So just to get the centre done there, I just hold my thing still with my thumb. It's not rotating at any speed. And just kind of move it about a little bit. Just to finish off the inside there. That's nice. So, let's have a look at that. I'm going to give that a quick flash clean with some methylated spirits. I'll maybe show up what the timber looks like, if there's anything to look at. I don't think there is, because it's a bit of sycamore. It's a pretty plain piece of wood. We'll just take all the sawdust out of the grain.
Joe Senior has just joined us. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
We'll just let that dry off a minute, guys. Or flash off, whatever it is. I've seen some people actually setting fire to it, but I'm not about to do that in my workshop. Get over there more. That might be better. You can just see the end grain there, where it's kind of sunk deeper into the end grain. It's still...
Oh, yeah, your camera's a bit close for that, Brian.
It's still down, that's what's wrong. I must have knocked it. Go to the overhead. You can just see in the end grain there where it's a bit darker, where the material is kind of sinking in a bit. Now the plan was to do a coat of black and then sand it back off again, to try and highlight some of the grain that is in there, but there isn't a whole lot to look at to start with. So, a little bit of black. So I've got some, I'm using intrinsic colours and I'm using an airbrush. So I'm going to try and avoid the foot and avoid the bit in the centre. Oh, should I do that?
It's going to be hard to avoid it.
Yeah, well, just highlight that. Not maybe highlight it. I'm going to try and avoid it if I can. I'll just spray from here outwards. If I can, I'll see what I can do. Spray that up the extractor. Turn it on quite slow. Now let's just spray this in here. Let's go this way. Because the intrinsic colours are water-based, I'm not worried about them touching the lathe or anything. You just they're easy to clean off. Get a good covering of black there. There we go. Just let that dry in for a second or two. Have a little look. Red button for off, green button for go. Hope I'm not the only person that does that.
Nope, I do it all the time.
I'll get a new piece of 400 grit. There we go.
Lawrence has suggested that if you leave the shavings on the floor, in case Michelle locks you in the shed, you can use it as a mattress.
There's not much chance of me leaving shavings on the floor. But just sand this back quickly. Get it off the base first. I could always mask the base, couldn't I?
Might want to cut that into a circle, that sandpaper, but
Yeah, I see that. It's just not playing up against that edge, sure it's not. I just use a pair of scissors to nip around it quickly. Mind you, they're not very sharp, these scissors.
What grit are you going back onto that sanding with?
I'm just using a bit of 400 to see will it work. I might have to go a bit further. I think I will actually. 320 maybe.
All of a sudden, we've got a monsoon falling here.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Glenn's in. Yorkshire Git.
Hi Glenn.
Hi, Grant. Colouring today, so No Yorkshire grit on this piece. Well, not this side of it. Oh, Brian, you've been caught.
What?
Michelle said, scissors from the kitchen, methinks.
No, they're up at the yard. I had a horse that needed its foot poulticed, so it's okay putting the poultice on, but getting it off again, you need a good sharp pair of scissors.
Oh dear.
So I had to use a pair of scissors from the kitchen, which didn't go down too well, I have to say. There we go. Let's have a look at
I
that.
informed Glenn that you're not using Yorkshire grit on this side. He said, see you later then. Lol.
Oh, he's away, is he? No. I understand why this is not coming right. I'll just go down one grit again. It's disappeared into the end grain again. More scissors. Don't cut the rubber bit, Brian. Just cut the
Rex
paper.
B's having to go. See you later, Rex.
Bye, Rex.
Cheers, Rex.
Cheers, Matt. Oops. I can't get that dark line out of there now, Mark. That's going to be a bit of a... There we go, that's better. That'll just give it a bit of a dark background. So now, next colour is going to be a forest green.
Do you know what I reckon, Mark?
What's that, mate?
I reckon if that foot was just gold leafed, it would really highlight it.
Good move. Yeah.
Yeah, cutting plan,
Just-
not happening.
Just the edge of the foot.
Cutting plan, not happening. So I just want to get a dark ring around the bottom there. And then blend it on out a bit.
Said repurposing, is it?
Oh, it said.
Pear green, next. So just blend that in as well. This is what people have. This may be a bit of a. This is flame, guys. I'm going to use next. And last but not least, sky blue.
What?
Yep. I knew you were going to say that, Mark.
What speed is your lathe running at there?
My lathe is running at 400. There's not much stain coming out of that sky blue there. It's better now.
Yeah, it's not coming out as fast as the burnt orange did.
That's not burnt orange, that's flame.
No, the burnt orange that went all over the wall.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That came out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like you suggested, a bit of earth, and you really have an autumn bowl.
Yeah, splatter some paint on it. Shit. Don't like it, guys. Don't like it at all. Don't like it.
Spitfire says it reminds him of a Pinto he owned in his younger days. Yeah, I think I had a car similar to that.
Those splatter marks might blend in a bit when you've put some sealer on it.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for.
Or you could
I
just
like-
get a bit of mess. Put a bit of mess on a cloth and that will reactivate and blend it.
I think, will it? Let's try that and see. A little bit of methylated spirits on the cloth. Just try and all the way around. Just there. They rub quite hard there to get that.
Benjamin said, add some oil, Brian, it brings out the colours more.
Yep. I want to seal it and use polish on it. Just going to sand the bottom again. The foot. It's better. Happy with that now.
Terry's popped in.
That's good.
Holidays.
Hi, Terry. So
Hi,
a little bit of
Terry.
sanding sealer on that, guys, I think. A little bit, probably a whole lot. We'll see.
So does this count as Terry being on his life?
No, he's not even near one. I should have done the foot first. Hi, Terry. How's your holiday going, buddy?
Might be worth the expense of another bit of kitchen roll for a foot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Bloody hell. Hang the expense, eh? Throw
Hang the
another log.
expense. What's more diesel on that, quick? This might be going on the fire. It has taken a lot of sand and seal. That's fine. Clean piece for the foot. Like that. I'll burnish that with the shavings again, with some of the shavings again. Speed up a little bit.
Joe says she likes it and lacquer it.
Yep, I will do. So I just need to let that dry for a minute or two, guys. It's a bit not quite dry, so I'm just going to leave that for a second. The next thing I have to do is put some Hampshire sheen on it. So, quickly, I think I'll show you. I've got a new heater installed in my workshop. Steve from SK Crafts has a diesel heater, or he has a diesel heater, that he suggested is a good idea. My workshop today is currently at 18.3 degrees, and it's 12 degrees outside. My little heater thing is on the lowest setting it can go on. So if it's a car parking heater, that's what they're called. You buy them on eBay. They burn diesel. Any kind of diesel, red diesel, white diesel, home heating oil. But if
Basically
I just
like
switch,
90 for trucks, aren't they?
yeah, they're for lorries and camper vans and boats and wood turning sheds. So if I just flick that camera there, I'll go through here and I'll show you what it is. It's in my wood store. The problem now is I can't see the screen, guys. So I'll just walk past that. So this red and black box is the heater. It has an exhaust port which goes out through the wall, and it has an air intake which I have got coming through the wall from the workshop. So the air comes in from the workshop into the heater and be heated and pushed back out into the workshop. Obviously, you have to separate the two bits of the two intake and outtake, or you'll just be pulling the hot air back and forward again. Really easy to set up. There's a little fuel pump here, which kind of just ticks. There's a fuel filter here as well, and across here, I just have a tin. It's a 20 litre drum which used to contain oil, filled with diesel. So that's my little heater system, and it runs away. You can hardly hear it when it's on its low setting. You usually not be able to hear it at all. So that's the little heater setup I've got. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'll lift this camera up. There's my little arrow. Can you see the cyclone and stuff in that, Pete?
Yep.
Yep, see that fun.
And there's the record per cam vac. That's the system I've got now for extracting the dust. So can't really see, so to go back in here and see what you're looking at. Oh, you can't see the cam vac. Yeah, you can't see the cam vac, so I'll just tip it up a little bit. Just lift the camera right there somewhere. Is that better?
Yeah.
So it's the Axminster Cyclone and the record power cam vac. That's the two motor cam vac. It's a real powerful little tool. That gives that a chance to dry. So let's come back to that again. Oh, wrong one. This one. Let's give them that a good chance to dry. We'll get some Hampshire sheen on that. So we'll use some of this Hampshire Sheen High Gloss. Let me just show you that. To there. And as Martin says, this is less is more with this stuff. So we'll just put a little bit on. Probably a little bit more than that. It's quite a big bowl.
Tom with workshop said he's got a similar heater. Takes the edge off a tin shed.
Yep, definitely does. There's no doubt about that. I'm actually quite liking the colours in this now. So when Martin was discussing this on his finishing course, when he put the wax on, he kind of just kept rubbing it until it starts to grip. I'm not getting in. Until it starts to grip the piece of paper. So using the pads of your fingers, just rub it until it starts to grip. And that'll tell you it's ready to buff. That's actually not bad there now. Well, let's give that a try. You can add as many coats as you like. So we'll turn the speed up. And using the pads that's my mouse just fell on the floor. Just using the pads of your fingers, gentle pressure. And I'm using the same sort of actions I used when I was using the sanding disc, just from the centre on out. And start to build up a nice shine. It's all very quiet today. It's very
Well, you're
peaceful.
doing well. Going just over an hour now.
It's a very peaceful little demo today.
Well, we've made some suggestions. You just keep refusing to do them.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to save myself. So there you go. That's the first coat. I'll put another 2 or 3 coats of that on today before we turn this round. And that's all I'm going to do for lunchtime. We're not going to try and rush anything to finish. So green faded up into pear green, up into red.
Really nice.
And it just kind of works. It blends itself together. It's almost like a sunset over the forest or something. That was
A
the
question
plan.
from Lawrence that I think we missed. He said, when you apply the sanding sealer, the stains must be totally dry before application of the sealer?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
pretty much so, yeah. I mean, they're as dry as I could get them in the time allowed.
Especially with
Yeah.
airbrushing, it doesn't take long for it to dry.
It doesn't. You're not putting huge amounts on. It's not like you're applying it with a cloth in it. You're putting lots on.
Spitfire
It was pretty much dry.
Spitfire 1592 asks how many of us still make our own lacquer.
Oh, nobody that I know.
I do. And
I don't.
Dominic
I certainly don't.
Lawrence just joined. Oh, Debbie Beardall's just joined as well.
Hi, Debbie. You're just in time because I'm just about finished.
Trevor P just said, "Good job, Brian. Nice to meet you the other day."
Yes, Trevor. Thank you very much for coming up to see me. That was a pleasure. Trevor's a real nice fellow. Came up to see me. He was over visiting his daughter in Kilkeel. He popped in to see me, as did Wendy from Toon Pitch Crafts. She was here yesterday. No, sorry, day before. Wendy popped over to see me. She's overseeing her son, who lives in Belfast. So,
Okay, folks, if you want to see this bowl finished, pop in and see Brian tonight, 8 o'clock on his YouTube channel.
that's exactly what's going to happen. Let me just bring the guys back in here. Oh, hold on a minute. I'll have to try and find my mouse. It fell down behind the lathe. Excuse me for a second.
You can't kick us out, Mark.
I can. I can just press the off switch. There we go. Let's pop these guys back in. So there you go, guys. That's the outside of that bowl. I'm going to spend a bit of time on it this afternoon just to get a bit more shiny for you. I'm adding some more of the Hampshire sheen. Why is that doing that? Why have I got 2 shares coming up on that like, share, and subscribe? I'll talk to people about that.
Yours has been doing that for a while.
All right, I don't know what's going on there. Operator error, obviously. All right. Oh, hi, Lewis. How you doing, buddy? You need to tune in this evening, Lewis. 8 o'clock. I'm going to turn this bowl around this evening and finish this off.
Because that'll be tomorrow morning for the Australians.
That'll be tomorrow morning, that's right. So good night to the Australians, and I'll see you at breakfast.
Keith has said that he's doing tomorrow's lunchtime.
Yep, Keith and Andy. Yeah, Keith and Andy are doing. They're always on Tuesday, guys. If your links are up, we'll get them out and we'll put them up for you tonight, Keith, at 8 o'clock. All right, guys, that's it. Let's call it a day, and I'll see you all at 8 o'clock to finish this off.
All right.
Thanks for popping in, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See you tonight.
On the wrong camera. Bye.